Okay, I think this is working. I'm gonna give it a moment just to make sure. This is good. Right, I think we're live. So, hey up everyone. My name is Sophie Sparham. And, oh, I'm getting a message. One moment. Very new at this, so if there is technical issues, it may occur. Okay, hello, hey up, welcome. My name is Sophie Sparham. I am here as one of the acts from this wonderful day. I'm a poet by trade, so I'm here to read you some poems. I just want to say that it's the acts that have been on the Girls Are Allowed line-up today have been blooming awesome. They have been wicked. Really enjoyed them. Now, for me reading, I'm going to be going from paper to doing some stuff off my computer as well, because it's because of lockdown I've not had any printing resources, so I do apologise. Hello Christy, who's just tuned in, and Rachel and Emma. Right, that's enough of all that introduction stuff. Let's get on with some actual poetry. So before I started this set, I thought it was pretty important to acknowledge what's happening in the world at the moment, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement. And I will forever to continue to stand in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. And I wrote a poem about that because I'm not very good at articulating myself unless it's through poetry. So this is called The Right to Remain. Silence is a bullet that my tax is paid for. A Judas kiss gifted to black Jesus as he bleeds out on the sidewalk, and we profit a vineyard out of him. My quiet, a boot to his neck, a fire to her house, a question swinging from a tree. Won't somebody speak? Silence is not a right when all your teeth have been punched out, your tongue tear-gassed and your hope murdered. When your body is a protest, living in a country that raped the freedom out of you. My ears mourn. They can't bury another voice. So now I cry with my teeth. Let this fist become a eulogy. Let me raise it like a flag. Make no mistake. They want you chalk white, an outline on concrete, a space where a body once stood. Thank you very much, virtual world of Facebook. And I just wanted to say, I think it's blooming awesome that people are like getting involved and sharing stuff and want, and getting politically active that might not have been before. But those of us that have been doing like politically active things like our whole lives, we need to remember that, like, to remind them people and show them people to, how to continue on with that journey and not make it just about in this moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, continue their journey on, their activism journey, which has been awoken in so many people recently, which is great. I think it's brilliant. More activists, please. That would be good. Right, so moving along. The next poem I am going to read is, okay, this one is going in completely the different direction now. It's, right, I really love Star Trek. Okay, I'm a massive Star Trek fan. I have been for years and years and years. And I think, like, there's like this awesome like solidarity at like Star Trek conventions and stuff like that you get like at music gigs. And I think people that kind of do that and like are part of the fandom like live this kind of secret life. So I wanted to write about that. It's a silly poem. There'll be serious and silly poems throughout this set. But this is a silly poem. It's called Survival is Insufficient. And basically that is this is me being really nerdy now, that's a quote from a person called 7 of 9, who is in Voyager. And I just think there's so much to that quote. Survival is insufficient. Like, surviving is not enough, you know? We have to live lives as fully as possibly as we can. So, here we go. You pause when you see it. The Star Trek emblem tattooed in black and white on her wrist. Would you like a bag, she asks, as you fumble with your card at the Asda checkout. It must be her. The same woman who last weekend won the costume contest for dressing as 7 at 9 at the convention. The same woman who afterwards told you it had taken her the entire day to thread that emblem to her catsuit. Oh, how her colleagues laughed when she'd asked them to swap shifts. How they'd mocked a life so alien to Friday night drinking sessions and days at the football. Behind this counter, you watch her attempt survival between the singular chocolate bars and stack of blue baskets. Remember how she paraded across the stage, holding her phaser to the ceiling, as if it were possible to shoot down the sky. So yeah, there is another little poem for you. Oh, loads of people are tuning in. Hello. This is awesome. Like, last time I did this, I was like so crap I couldn't see anyone, but now I can see people, so awesome stuff. Okay, next thing I'm going to read for you. This is a new one. Someone who I really like is Dennis Skinner, and I wanted to write a poem about him. I wasn't sure what to write though. Especially when obviously he lost his seat in Parliament. I wanted to write somewhere about him. So I thought to myself, what could I write? And the only thing that came into my head was that I wanted to, like, I think he's been like so good that whatever he does now, it doesn't matter. He's allowed to be bad because he's just done so much good. So this poem is called Joyriding with Dennis Skinner, because I would really like to take him joyriding. I think that'd be great. Everyone must spend some time being bad. After 49 years, God knows you've earned it. Choose the car you've always wanted to steal. Let me smash the windows. Outside the pub, men grind together as regularly as teeth in the jaws of one who's always hungry. We ride past figures who spray their lovers against walls like graffiti. Tag the city with names they want the night to know. Past those that vomit their truths into drain pipes. Mouth as open as goalposts, shooting for home. This isn't what I wanted to show you, but understand. We grow differently down here in the cracks. Are always waiting to be weeded out or burnt by daylight. Leave our legacies on newspaper headlines, are far more interesting dead. I've learnt to pray by pressing my foot down on the accelerator and holding my breath. I know I should spend a lifetime repenting for my sins, flog myself daily to make up for the people I have borderlined with tyre marks. But you, my sweet, there's nothing left for you to do. I can't see anything changing St. Peter's mind. If you, a passenger of sin, were to lean back, put your feet on the dashboard, close your eyes and whisper, "Dear God, I'm coming." Thank you very much. Oh, it's nice, isn't it, this? Lovely. I hope you're all having a nice day. The weather's been right up and down today. I went out to go, I thought, oh, looks all right. Went out to go walk my plants and got absolutely drenched. I don't know if anyone's had the same experience. Oh, thank you, Patricia, who's tuning in from Sierra Leone, from the orphanage. That's so awesome. Yes, please, 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 if you're watching this, remember to donate to the cause. If you've got any spare pennies, it is a wonderful cause, and I'm really, really happy to be a part of it. So, the next thing I'm going to read. Right, this one's a bit of a deep one, but I thought I wanted to read it because I thought it was important. So I wrote this. I suppose I feel kind of like the rage that a lot of people are feeling now, but I feel like I'm constantly feeling that all the time. And one of my friends, it seems like I've known so many young people that have sadly taken their lives. And my friend took his life last year, towards the end of the year, and I was just so angry. I was just so angry at just austerity and the way people are treated, and I just had to, like, you know, sometimes when you've got to feel all that anger and rage, you just got to get it out in a poem, and that's what this is. Move my camera ever so slightly before I read this. Okay. This is called My Friends. My friends hang from the bed sheets in prison cells, are identified by tattoos scattered over train tracks. My friends are can crushed. My friends are cobblestoned, scraped like the gum from the lines on tarmac. My friends are beds in hospital corridors, coffee stains in kebab houses wiped clean. My friends are roadkill. My friends are stop signs, potholed and steamrolled, chewed out nicotine. My friends are reduced on the top shelves of corner shop, blood graffitied down alley walls and back streets. My friends are sirens. My friends are silent, head-on collisions, coned off crime scenes. My friends are warnings on the back of bottles, statistics posted by the crime commissioner's team. My friends are overgrown. My friends are headstones, ripped up and ripped off, shredded down clean. My friends get high from public toilet windows, walk the sky's tightrope for summit to do. My friends are tower blocked. My friends are stillborn, rot underfoot, flowers grown anew. Thank you. I know that was pretty deep, so I'm going to do something a little bit lighter now, just to try to keep it nice and balanced out. Okay. But yeah, feel the rage, people, and keep the rage going. But also, you know, it's not a revolution if you can't dance at it, right? So make sure that you get some dancing time too. I feel like I should say, right, I'm wearing a dressing gown, okay? And the reason why I'm doing that is because my house, it's not got any radiators in it right now because we've had everything ripped out, but then it's lockdown, innit? So it's like nothing's ready to go back in the house again. So I'm cold, so I do apologise. I've never done a gig in a dressing gown before, and I've just realised I'm still wearing it. I looked on camera and I thought, oh bloody hell, Sophie, why are you doing this to yourself? So this next poem was done to be a commission for Belper Library, but then they decided that they didn't want it, any of the commissions doing. But I was like, no, it's good, I'm going to keep it. And we had to write something about Belper. If you're tuning in, you're like thinking, where is Belper? It's a little town in Derbyshire, near where I grew up. And not a lot really happens there. And I spent half my life there pretty much getting drunk at the park. So I was like, when they said, oh, what do you want to do when you write something about Belper? I was like, I've literally no idea what to write. It's not me getting told off by like a community support officer. But then this poem came out because my granddad, if you've ever had grandparents that take you to shop in the weekend, as my granddad did, we always used to walk down the street, and there's a shop called Birds, which is still going in Derbyshire, if you know Derbyshire at all. And we used to be able to get some cakes from Birds, but my granddad loved westerns, and so this is kind of like about, yeah, it's a western. So yeah. Anyway, shush Sophie, read the poem. Today I am Clint Eastwood, and you were John Wayne, with a fistful of dollars in the disabled parking bay. Beige jumper and white hair, hands where I can see. We cowboy walk King Street like Western royalty. 1 elephant's foot, 2 chocolate mice, shoot down birds for an extra vanilla slice. I rewind this scene, pause Saturday afternoons, act out every angle, I binge watch you. We return to our steed, cue the credits, turn the key, singing I'm gonna be where the lights are shining on me. Little baby poem there for you. And the lyrics from that is Rhinestone Cowboy. What an old banger. Right. Serious one again now. I wrote this poem when the camps in Calais first became a thing. It still feels really relevant now. This poem still feels relevant now, and I wrote this poem years ago. No one is illegal. I fully believe that. And, you know, people saying about Dominic Cummings, like, oh, but his child, you know, well, think about the people that you condemn that come over in a boat and pretty much risk their life for their child. I'm just saying. So just think about that when who we're defending and who we're not. Cool. Refugee. We're all standing in no man's land, and every footstep costs a bomb. I can hear them ticking, 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 off every life that's gone. Tell me how much for the price of freedom. Go figure while I try to pay. Thousands for the arts pedigrees while they surf out the mind's strays. We're all holding onto our love. There's no life when the art is gone. I can hear them beating, beating, beating the fear into everyone. Tell me what it takes to be innocent, to judge those that are simply alive. Everyone's pleading guilty to the crime of trying to survive, and crying children are flooding oceans, breaking banks of border divides, and their tears are running, running, running. They're running for their lives. Scattered like broken glass, there's some things that a sorry can't repair. The fact we know you dropped them here. The reason we know you just don't care. This is no jungle. In a jungle, the animals are free. True savages sit behind desks, caging life behind rows and rows of screens. This is no jungle. In a jungle, the animals are free. True savages hide their mirrors, never speaking, that could be me. Life is not just black and white, nor is it just red, white and blue. You need to learn to blend to gain a more colourful point of view. And if the lands can embrace the sea, and night and day can share the sky, if a mother can carry 2 children, and 2 bodies keep heat side by side, if both sides of the earth can wear the sun, and evolve as they take their turn, then we can read from a different palm, then we can learn to learn. An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Syrian walk into a bar. And as they sit, they ask themselves, are we really all from the same stars? Thank you. I'm going to have a look. This is me good and looking at the comments. Hello. Oh, thank you, Emma, for saying that it's the legendary Sparham dressing gown. It is. It is. My mate's American and he was like, you're wearing your bathrobe? I was like, no, what's a bathrobe? But it's all cool. Okay. Home now about my brother. My brother, I've been writing a new collection. It's all about masculinity and kind of what that means to like young lads and all this sort of stuff. And I wanted to write a poem about my brother and about Johnny Cash and boxing. So there you go. This is what this is about. It's called Ring of Fire. When forced to sing karaoke in a Berlin bar, my brother chose Johnny Cash. Mimicking the dulcet tones of my granddad, I watched him smile the half grin he wore the night of his boxing match. Walking the line between the tables, the same anthem. Gloves in the air, hands never truly able to grip sky. No one forced him to box, yet he trained daily. Treadmilling his body into valleys, he ran between construction sites and gyms, always wearing some kind of uniform. lifting weights my father had lifted before him, bench pressing the bar from his chest. The match was called in 30 seconds due to a nosebleed from his opponent. My brother lost on points. "I'll do better next time, youth," he told me, eyes focused on the ropes, as though he wanted to leave but feared the flames. Just to give you like a little heads up, everyone in Derbyshire says youth, and someone told me that a youth is like someone between the ages of 8 and 80, and I just think that's so true. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Hello, Sid. I'm glad that you're tuning in. Shout out to you and Zilla. They're good people. Okay, so dun, dun, dun. The next thing I'm gonna read is basically about, so you know, like when you've got to pretend to be someone that you're not, basically, and you live this existence and it's all like snarled up inside of you, and then like you kind of like there's got to be somewhere for it to go, and that's what this is about. And it's called is it in the jitty you sprint down? A jitty is an alleyway, for those of you from not around these parts. You can also say snicket or ginnel. You dwell between black teeth in the sweat of baby platinum's finest, the reek of foreboding in dives. Each step a prayer you make with your feet as they spark the pavement. After all these years, why now do you let the night claim you? The need to light the landfills, the production lines, the drug dens, blister the noses of dogs that dare hunt the beast scuttling inside of you, until you are bloated, splitting with life coming out of yourself, birthing secrets. What did the doctors tell you? You will swallow dawn here. Away from the open plans and the bingo halls, the Sunday roast dinners, the country cottage 2.5 children rotas, the buy one get one free double glazing happy hours. Away from the daylight, clenched palms scream your name like a wanting. Only the pavement answers. Cool. Oh, aren't I a happy poet? Yeah, I do the serious things. Right, I'm going back to my computer now. I said I was not going to write a poem about lockdown, and I was like, no, not going to do it. And then I did it, didn't I? So this is my poem about lockdown. It's called Running Out. The day the earth closed down, they boarded up the playing fields, the local chippy, the gyms and the tattoo parlour where we came to confess our sins to our skin. Ordered the beach to tell the tide to wait. Angered the flowers until they refused to bloom. Marched to your front door and nailed a no entry sign between your teeth. You watched your neighbours like TV and sobbed when your favourite characters turned against one another. Screamed insults behind curtains every time one of them stepped out onto the pavement, and made you long for the start of the series, before the character development and the grief. In the mornings, you listened to the sound of birds until they taped over the dawn chorus and plastered silence down the alleyways. Buried workers like coffins and prayed over them. The news never listened to your suggestions, so you stopped trying to speak to the radio and sang along to the number one hits that came out years before you were born. When you could no longer hold this year inside your chest, you ran like a stolen car. Ignoring the piles of fly-tipped bodies, the spread legs of the supermarket doors, the cries of traffic lights begging to be useful. You defied the one-way street and sprinted back to a time when rainbows were still miracles and not frowns in windows. Back before future was an option ticked by a government official. Back in the hope of finding a house as untouched as a photograph taken in 1993. To a time before the postman was a flightless bird. that you gazed longingly at and wondered if others understood that this was not the definition of freedom. Thank you. And yeah, that's, I suppose I was trying to say with that, just because someone is given the right to walk the street does not mean that that person is free. That was a lot of deep stuff. That was a lot of deep stuff in this section. So, gonna finish with something a little bit lighter. I'm gonna read a poem called Slow Dancing with Our Jack. It's basically a story about two blokes. You think they're lads about town, going around, nicking roof tiles, that kind of jazz. But what they're doing is going off to practice slow dancing down the jitty because they don't want their mates to find out about it. This will be the last poem that I'm going to read. Please, please, please remember to donate to the cause if you've got some pennies that you can chuck in. Massive shout out to Punks Against Homeless for all the awesome work they do. And there's some absolutely bloody brilliant acts coming up. So if you've got time, you're chilling out, you know, maybe hanging out in your dressing gown, then you can, you know, carry on tuning in with them. This is my last one. Slow Dancing with Our Jack. Meet me at the jitty. Wear your black trackies. Tell the lads it's a two-man job, youth. Tell them it's a slate tiles or backy shipment. Need van for what we gotta move. They'll say Del Boy's at it. Always scheming. Yeah, eat diamond geezer. That's me, youth. Can't do oat for note. Can't wake for dreaming. You lead, I'll follow, Jack. We gotta move. Ignore the piss and rats and broken glass. Take my hand and sway close to me, youth. Some side hesitation and sharp floor craft. Breaking the law the way we gotta move. I failed school. Only Latin I learned was tango, twist, jive, swing, strictly ballroom. We hustle hard, take a magic left turn. Quick step the sirens, Jack. We gotta move. Tell 'em we were skip diving or dealing or robbing. Tell the cops out but the truth. Yeah, they know me. I'm always out stealing. Man needs to survive. Jack, we gotta move. Wicked. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Keep, you know, enjoying this day. Girls Aloud. I will be sat chilling, watching some stuff, and yeah, I'm gonna finish up now. All right, see you in a bit.